What's up, everybody? It's Greg, Cincinnati Reds Daily. Thanks for being here. I went live. I don't know if we'll have any live viewers on this or not. I know it's kind of the middle of the workday for some. We will get into some fan reactions and kind of see what people think of the 2026 Cincinnati Reds seasons. So I put it out on the old X app earlier today. It might have been last night. I don't know when I put it out earlier today. And I said, give me your bold predictions for the 2026 season. So I'm just going to react to some of them. I'm going to read a lot of them and we'll see where it goes. If you're in here watching and you have any bold reactions, let me know. I'd love to hear from them. I'll try to read as many as I can. But we have reactions from all over the board. We have crazy takes. We have pretty on par takes. We have takes that the Reds are going to be terrible. I'll get into some of them. So, the first one here that I'm going to talk about is this is from Steve. I'll probably screw the names up, so I'm sorry if I don't say your name correctly. Steve Mochan on X, Mowchan is how you spell that. So sorry if I pronounced it wrong. He says Chase Burns leads the Reds in ERA and Sal Stewart will lead the Reds in OPS. I sure hope that comes true. That would be awesome. At the same time, I'm not sure I see Stewart having like a crazy high OPS like in the 900s, which I think other people like Ellie could possibly have. We'll see. Maybe that's over expecting. Chase Burns, it would be fantastic if he comes in. Obviously, he's in the fifth starter spot, probably competing for it with Rhett Lauder. Burns, I think people underrate him a little bit and how he did last year. He was really good. He gave up 7 runs, I think it was, in 1/3 of an inning against the Red Sox. That inflated his ERA so high. Other than that, he was really dang good. He didn't give length like you'd want him to, but that's expected out of a rookie. So we'll see. Chase Burns, if he's leads the Reds in ERA and you have Hunter Green, Andrew Abbott, Nick Lodolo, Reds might just win every game 1-0. I don't know. We'll see. But that's a fun one. Sleeper Red says Matt McClain is back to his health, to his rookie self and healthy. Ellie is in MVP discussions. So let's take it back to the year 2023. Matt McClain had a 290 batting average, OPS of 864. He hit 43 extra base hits that season. He had a 3.6 WAR. Just unbelievable stuff from Matt McClain in 89 games his rookie season. In 2025, he played in 147 games. His batting average was down to 220, and he had an OPS of just 643. If McClain can do anything like his rookie year, that would be huge for the Reds. I do have some projections up from Fangraphs. They do expect McClain to bounce back a little bit. WAR of 2.4, WRC plus 95s is still below average with the 710 OPS is kind of their projections. Let me pull up what they think. 18 home runs for McClain, 18 stolen bases, 236 average. So obviously not as bad as last year, but obviously not as good as his rookie year. So I think we take that from McClain, though. I think after last year, if he could just be around average, I think you would take it because he's pretty good defensively. So that's a fun one. Ellie De La Cruz and MVP discussions. Ellie was fantastic in the first half last year before he got hurt. Let me look at his projections. Let's just see what he's projected. 4.7 WAR is what Ellie's projected at. Last 2 seasons, he had a 5.2 WAR, and last year was down to a 3.6 WAR. A lot of that's because of his defense, a lot of errors defensively. Projected OPS, according to Fangraphs, of 797. And then he's projected to hit 22 home runs and steal 37 extra base hits, or 37 bases with a slash line of 264, 336, 440. Give me the over on all those. Give me the over on all those. I think Ellie De La Cruz is going to have an absolute fantastic season. So let me get into a couple more of these. Here's a crazy one. This one's fun, though. It's fun. J5, just a Reds fan on X, says Christian Encarnacion Strand will lead the Cincinnati Reds in home runs. He will lead the Reds in home runs. Now, if that becomes true, I'll be happy. As long as he hits like 30. If he's leading them with like 17, I'm not going to be happy. But I don't think CES has much of a shot to make the opening day roster. It just doesn't seem like he's Terry Francona or Chris Valakis type of player. And he's had, let's look at Encarnacion Strand's stats. In 501 plate appearances in 128 games, he's hit 21 home runs. So that's about not quite a full season. He's hit 21 home runs. So he's got the power. He's got to chase so much less than he does. He in the minor leagues, he was a guy that could get away with swinging at everything and hitting everything. But when guys throw 92-mile-per-hour sliders in the majors, you can't get away with that. And he's learning that the hard way. He's dealt with some injury issues. I mean, his rookie year, he was really good. 270, 328, 427, and a .5 WAR in 63 games. If he can get back to that, maybe. But we're talking about 2023. That was 3 years ago. The last 2 years, he's been just not good at all. Dealt with injuries. We'll see, but I like CES. That would be fun if he could somehow find his 2023 self. Here's some projections from Fangraphs. They project him to have a 728 OPS in only 140 appearances, 6 home runs. Yeah, just they're not expecting him to play a lot, which is kind of what I'm kind of expecting with CES. But that is a fun one. I appreciate that reply. All right. Here's another one. Bo Dirt says Matt McClain returns to 2023 form. For everyone's sake, I sure hope so. That would be a lot of fun. I mean, Matt McClain is a huge part of this team. He's just a massive part of this team. Reds have the best pitching staff in the National League. That's from Michael W. on X. I think that could definitely happen. I think the numbers, the predictions are kind of underrating how good the Reds pitching staff could be this year. I'll read you through some projections from Fangraphs. Hunter Green, 3.8 WAR, 3.75 ERA. Andrew Abbott, 2.7 WAR, 4.19 ERA. Brady Singer, 2.3 WAR, 4.39 ERA. Nick Lodolo, 2.4 WAR, 4.15 ERA. And Chase Burns, a 2.6 WAR and a 3.76 ERA. So they're projecting Hunter Green to have a 3.75 ERA and that to be the best on the staff. That seems pretty crazy. They're projecting Abbott, Singer, and Lodolo all to have ERAs in the 4. I don't think that's happening. Maybe it's happening. I don't think it's happening. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think the Reds pitching staff is going to be very good this season. So that's a fun one. Here's when Noelvi Marte, this is Mortal Lock Logan. Noelvi Marte hits 35 bombs this season. That's another fun one. Listen, I asked for bold. We're getting bold. Let's look at Marte's projections on Fangraphs. 0.6 WAR, 720 OPS, 94 WRC plus. Fangraphs not a big fan of Noelvi Marte. They project him to hit 18 home runs and steal 16 stolen bases. So not terrible, not great. I think you'd like to see Noelvi Marte be above average offensively. Fangraphs is kind of having him right around average. So we'll see. Noelvi Marte, if he could be an above average hitter, you place him in number 2 spot in the lineup. I mean, you're doing some damage there with the top 3. Let's keep going here. Here we go. John W. Davidson says the Reds will have 3 players hit over 30 home runs this season. Now that's bold. I believe I did the research, and I think they had 1 player hit 25 or more home runs since like 2021 in a season. So if they had 3 players hit over 30 this year, who are you talking maybe? CES? Ellie? I don't know. Spencer Steer? I don't know. That would be crazy, but I hope it comes true because this team needs some dang power. JJ Bleday, maybe. We'll see. Here's one from Evan. Evan says Sal Stewart, 40 home runs. Fire me up, Evan. I am the biggest Sal Stewart fan. I think he is a fantastic player. I think he's going to be a huge part of this team. Let's look at the projections for Stewart. Fangraphs has him hitting 20 home runs and about a 1.5 WAR player, 770 OPS, which I think you would take, or 839. No, that was last year. 770 OPS is what they're projecting him at. with how many? I said 20 home runs and 9 stolen bases, 265, 329, 441 slash line is what they're projecting Sal Stewart at. So I think you take that. But 40 home runs, it's double the projection than what Fangraphs projecting him as. Again, projections are just what they are. That would be incredible. If Sal Stewart hits 40 home runs, look out, world. That Tiger, when Tiger came out and said, look out, world, or hello, world, whatever he said, that's what Sal Stewart should do if he hits 40 home runs. Here's one from Ethan Schmitz. Ethan, I bet you're watching. You watch a lot of my stuff. You reply to a lot of my tweets. Thank you. I really appreciate you. The biggest Dane Myers fan on the planet. From Ethan's comments, that's what I gather. He says Dane Myers, 20 home runs. I hope so, but I don't know if he's going to get enough bats to hit 20 home runs. I think he's only going to play against lefties. And I could see them even giving Friedel some bats against lefties. He's had 3 home runs, 6 home runs, 10 home runs over the last 3 seasons. Last season, 10 home runs in 106 games. Let's see what Fangraphs said. If they have even projections for Dane Myers. I don't think Dane Myers is hitting 20 home runs, but I did say bold predictions, and you gave me a bold prediction, so I see that. I appreciate that. While I'm looking this up, Nick says, I think we're an 83 to 87 win team right now. I feel like that's about right. I think the over-under is 81.5. I would take the over on that. So 83 to 87 sounds about right. Nick, thanks for watching. All right, who am I looking up here? Dane Myers. Show me Dane Myers. Is he even in here? Where is Dane Myers? Some of these they have. This is bad podcasting right here. There he is. There he is. All right. Fangraphs projects him at 6 home runs, 246, 307, 375. They have him projected as about a .3 WAR player, 682 OPS. Not great, but again, he's a platoon player. If he hits 20 home runs, I mean, that would be absolutely massive for the Cincinnati Reds. Ellie breaks out in a major way with a 35 home run, 60 stolen base season. That's from Cian Mercier on Twitter. That would be awesome. Listen, I think we could have a huge Ellie De La Cruz year. I think we could have just an absolutely massive year from Ellie De La Cruz. He was amazing in the first half last year until he got hurt. So I'm all for it. Give me all the Ellie MVP predictions. Give me everything. JJ Muse says, look, lots of painful 1-0 losses. I hope not, brother. I hope we don't have lots of 1-0 losses because I can't take many more 1-0 losses. I love the pitching staff being good. It's terrible to watch bad offense. We'll see. We'll see what happens. David Phillips, this is a negative one. This is a negative one. He says the Reds finished 73 and 89 because they won't score enough runs and the starters can't throw enough innings to make up for it. Or even if the starters don't throw a lot of innings, the bullpen is good. The bullpen should be good. If the Reds go 73 and 89, I might have to quit. I might have to quit following the Reds. Not following the Reds. I might have to quit writing about the Reds, doing shows about the Reds. I can't talk about a 73 and 89 season after what our hopes are. Come on, man. Shizzy says, the player who will hit the most home runs for the Reds in 2026 is yet to be signed. I like that. That's a fun prediction. I will say I'm not predicted that the Cincinnati Reds are done for the offseason. I just can't for the life of me think that Nick Krall in the front office is like, this team is good enough offensively right now. You have to go make another move. So who could that be? Maybe someone like Gino? A guy like Paul Goldschmidt. I don't think he fits a ton, but he has some power. Marcell Ozuna. You haven't heard any inklings of him, so I doubt it. I don't know. We'll see, but that's a fun prediction. Let's see. Here's a detailed one. I'll read this one from Steve Magus. Reds are competitive in the division, but have a hard time catching the Cubs. They make the playoffs and make some noise. They will be a scary team with their pitching and can beat you 3-2 or 10-5. In the end, they'll be a bat or two short of going all the way. That's a fun prediction. I appreciate the detailed response. He also included a really cool photo of Great American Ballpark in his response. I'm not sure I agree that it's a team that could beat you 10-5, maybe every once in a while, but they're not going to score 10 runs a whole lot with this offense. They can definitely beat you 3-2. I fully agree with that. But that's a fun prediction there. Here's one from Scott Gandenberger. 75 and 87, no faith in the offense being consistent enough to break 500, and no faith we won't see Green, Lodolo, Abbott, and Burns stay healthy and off the IL. If all that happens that negatively, I mean, please no. Just please no. We can't have that happen. We can't have all that go wrong. We need some more positivity, Scott. Adrian DeLange says, I have 3. South Stewart will have 20 home runs by the All-Star break. That's right in line with the guy who said he's going to have 40 on the season. Please, JJ Bleday will surprise people and return to All-Star form. I think Bleday's a guy that's probably not been talked about a lot. Again, 2 years ago, he had 25 home runs. He has a bunch of talent. We'll see. And Brian Hayes will be a better bat this year and do what he did for us before he injured his back. I think if Brian Hayes can have a 90 WRC plus, he'll be a great player for the Reds. It's just they don't have enough good hitting where he's going to be in the lineup every day. Like, that hurts them. But his defense is fantastic. You just can't have a guy that with WRC plus of like 70. Let's see what Fangraphs projects Hayes to be. 657 OPS, 1.7 WAR player, 12 home runs, 13 stolen bases. What is his WRC plus? 79. Yeah, that's not very good to play every day. I'd give me at least 90. Give me 85. I'll take 85 with Brian Hayes, and we're in some business there. JJ Bleday, this is from Don Helbig. He says JJ Bleday will lead the Reds in home runs with 28 home runs. Here's another fun one. Track Ball Jack says Michael Tolia. I realized that G was silent, so I've been saying it wrong this whole time. He will lead the Reds in home runs and RBIs and lead the Reds to a division championship. Don, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Don. That's what we need. Fire me up. Matt McClain, a lot of Matt McClain ones in here. Matt McClain returns to 2023 form. Less is more for Ellie, and Marte and Stewart are really good. We win the division. Fire me up, Brian. That's another one. We win the division. That would be amazing. Well, we got lots of positive ones in a row. Adam says, Adam Joseph, it's Turf Guy 1984. After 31 years, we'll finally win our first playoff series. That might be too bold. It might be too bold, but I like the way you're thinking. The Reds need to win a dang playoff series. They need to win a playoff series. A buddy of mine, this is from Robbie, a buddy of mine told me his prediction was 5 players with 25 home runs. I'm not sure I'm there, but I agreed to 2 unless we sign someone like Suarez or another guy. I'll take 2 at this point. I'll take 1 maybe. The Reds haven't had any guy that could hit 25 home runs. Ellie's hitting 25 this year. I know that. So I'm not saying I'll take 1. We need at least 2. We'll see who the second one is. Both Hunter Green and Andrew Abbott, this is from Doug, are in the top 10 in Cy Young voting. Now that fire me up. If Andrew Abbott has another great year like he did last year, if Hunter Green can stay healthy, I could definitely see that happen. The starting rotation repeats 2012, and the Reds only use 5 starters all season. Now that's crazy. In this day and age, that's crazy. I'd be shocked if we don't see Rhett Lauder start a game in 2026, but we'll see. Malachi Hayes, I appreciate you always watching. Hunter Green finishes top 5 in Cy Young voting and finally reaches the 30 starts threshold. That would be huge. If you get 30 starts out of Hunter Green, he's going to be in the top 5 Cy Young. His stats are always there. You just got to stay healthy. Here's an interesting one that I don't see happening, but I'm going to read it. I appreciate the response. It says Lauder gets moved to the bullpen and his nails. Reds pitching staff will be lights out. Will be hard for them. Will be a hard team to face down the stretch, and there will be a wild card team. I don't see Rhett Lauder going in the bullpen. I think they want him to stay a starter long term. For instance, when Brady Singer's gone next year, he can step right in. He's got a chance to start some games this year. We'll see. I don't see him go to the bullpen, but an interesting prediction. I could be wrong. You could be right. We'll see. UKLXA 630 says 90 wins. That's his only prediction. 90 wins. Give me 90 wins. Love that. Pluto says it's the year of Will Benson. All his chess practice is somehow going to translate into hits. Now that's funny. I like that. Let's see what Will Benson's projections are. Fangraphs, it doesn't even look like they have Will Benson making a team out of camp. Yeah, they do. Okay, there he is. 97 WRC plus, OPS of 725, 9 home runs and 6 stolen bases for Benson. That seems low. Give me the over on Will Benson. Give me the over on Will Benson. That seems low for Benson. I don't know. I don't know. Those seem low. Let's keep reading. The Reds will make a splash signing and show the fans they actually care about baseball in the city of Cincinnati. That we got 1 month left. We got 1 month left for them to make a splash signing. We'll see what happens. I'll read a couple more on here, and then we'll call it a day. I just want to come on here and talk about a lot of these because a lot of people gave some fun answers. Marte, 30 home runs, 76 and 86 in the NL Central. Pitching holds most of the year until injuries pile up. Their offense will be terrible, which is all on Nick Krall, Brad Maddow, and ownership being cheap. This isn't the positivity I need to end the stream. This isn't the positivity I need to end the stream. If this isn't very bold, I think this is probably how a lot of people think. It says, if they go into the season with the roster as is currently constructed, they'll be right around 500 again. I can see that happening. I hope I'm wrong. 87 wins. Hunter Green wins the Cy Young. That would be fun. 4 players hit 25 plus home runs. 75 wins. They get no. Here's a fun one. Ricardo Estil says they get no hit, but they also throw a no hitter. I don't know. No hitters seem kind of fluky. That wouldn't surprise me. Ellie, top 3 MVP finish. Reds throw 2 no hitters. Ellie, McLean, Steer, and Stewart combined for 100 home runs. Marte gets benched halfway through from Myers with a platoon. Those are some interesting ones. Ellie, McLean, Steer, Stewart combined for 100 home runs. This would be one happy dude right here. Be one happy dude. 90 plus win season if they go get Gino. 74 and 88, 4th in the NL Central. Trade Hunter Green at the deadline. We can't have that. Next guy says 74 wins. We can't have that. You want bold? I'll give you bold. He says this is Alfredo Duno Enjoyer. Connor Phillips All-Star takes over the closer role. Now that would be shocking to see. The year after Pagan resigns for $10 million a year. Hector Rodriguez will win the Rookie of the Year. That's for Mario. That would also be crazy. I don't see Rodriguez making the team out of camp. Maybe he will. That would be crazy. That would be fun. Hector Rodriguez is a fun player. 75 wins if they don't add a bat. Dave Fox says he'll go 90 and 72 this year. Love that. Big Sal, Rookie of the Year. I mean, come on. Is that even bold? Come on. We're giving Sal the Rookie of the Year. We're giving Sal the Rookie of the Year. Ty Steve All-Star. Now we're talking. If Tyler Stevenson's an All-Star, here we go. If he's having an All-Star season and the Reds really aren't going to extend him, do you trade him at the break? Do you have to? I think they should extend him. But if he's having that good of a year, you almost have to at the break. I don't know. We'll see. Best season since 2012, 93 plus wins. Now that would be fun. Ellie, 40 home runs and 40 stolen bases. Fire me up. He says that's from Tiz baseball season. It is almost baseball season. We're almost here. Bold. Here's one from Mojo Elliott. The Reds win 162 games and sweep the playoffs and play the New York Yankees in the World Series, and they sweep them too. I like it. I like where your head's at, Mojo Elliott. With that, you know what? We're going to end the stream. I appreciate everyone who responded. Just wanted to come on here, read some fan reactions, kind of give my thoughts on those reactions. But Mojo Elliott says, I'll give you bold. The Reds are going to win 162 games. They're going to sweep the playoffs, and they're going to sweep the New York Yankees in the World Series. That's what we need. On that, we're out of here. Go Reds. We'll see you next time. See ya.